Well, look at that. See, that's living proof. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Whole herd of them just come flying by just right now, right here, right now, today. Man, couldn't drag me away. See, I'm so in love with you that I don't want you ever feeling blue. I want you always feeling like really cool. Like, you're the queen of the hill, or, the truck that can't be stopped, can never be passed, the fastest airplane that ever there was at last, having a blast in your little euphonic existence. Whatever, man. I mean, whatever trips your trigger, whatever gets your light bright, that's what we want to bring forward here in this little flight we call Spring Creek. Getting in the flow, don't you know, from the original water, that original little trickle that, gets us all in a pickle as it goes along, man. I'm telling you, it starts out so simple and clear, dear. It just loves being alive, and then all of a sudden it's everywhere in everything, and everything's growing up a little weird, man. And we got the dog eat dog in the jungle and that kind of thing, man. The snake eat cat and, whatever, man. I tell you, it's just, wow. Ooh, it's frightening, I'm telling you. And then we got all this dark ugliness in the background. These guys with little boys with great big toys, atomic weaponry and shit, getting ready to lob the bomb at each other. You know what? That's all posturing BS, that in my little heart anyway. How about yours today? What are you feeling like? You feel like you're not even entertained by that stuff anymore? It's like, what a crashing bore, What are these guys trying to hide now? I mean, anytime they're making a big stink like that and getting everybody nervous and, drumming your little fingernails on the countertop, tabletop, and wondering what oh, Mama, are we going to die? Build a bomb shelter quick, Oh, and there was a report on someplace on the internet there that, Bill Gates has gone into his underground bunker there on his little island of love near Seattle there, and he's told all of his crew, get the hell out of here, man. Fear, fear, fear. Posturing, dear. I see it all over the place, even on YouTube. All these doggone crazy ass videos up there. It's the end. It's a video. World War IV, World War V. We're done. We're done. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Well, babies, they're sensing something real, but it ain't nuclear warfare. It's the end of a shady way of being. It's the end of living without feeling, see. That's the only way such shit could ever occur, is if someone somewhere short circuits and ain't connected no more. Well, goodness gracious, look at that. Happened to you, happened to me, happened to all of us, don't you see? Yet, that's the illusion. We ain't never disconnected from anything. And that's the nuclear explosion that everybody's afraid of. That we can't be separate anymore. That I can't be a hillbilly looking down the mountain and all you crazy urbanites and talking bad about you, any more than you could be down there running around on your crowded freeways looking up at those free people on the mountain and wishing you could be one of them too, man, because you are already. You don't have to live any particular way. You don't have to put up with that crap for 1 minute. Yet you do day after day, don't you? Get out there in traffic and fight your way to work and fight your way home and fight your way through work. Hopefully you got a job as a cruise, man, working for the government. It's a snooze, man. Now, if you're working for the BLM or one of those fascist outfits, well, if I were you, I'd resign, take my pension and run, just like Bill Gates people are doing right now, man. Because the end is near for you, dear man. The Nazi Empire, man, we're chewing at its very foundations now. And when I say we, I'm just speaking generally of humanity in general. What was hidden is being revealed, and you can't be hiding it anymore. So now it wants to come out from under the surface and be the great big, don't shoot me monster that it wants to be, and throw its weight around, get more blood going rolling in the streets, stuff like that. I mean, it's just crazy little warmonger and fool. But guess what? That's just some ornery little kid that, got kicked in the ribs way too young by somebody that it never should have happened from. And he got really pissed off. And he decided life wasn't worth living, and therefore he's going to take it away from everybody else, you see. Something like that went on way back there, went into 3D, and that's the journey that we're still on, man. We're still working out our ancestral disasters, man. That's what we're doing right now. But see, we're doing now in a play-acting sort of way. It's deep and dense and dark, I know. But it's bright as day. I mean, look at the sun. It's brighter than it's ever been. Look at the moon, man. Just about blind you in the middle of the night. It's so doggone bright, even when it ain't completely full, man. I'm telling you, see, the sun is bright. It's probably even part of the reason why they're probably spraying all that poison in the atmosphere, trying to dim down that sun a little bit, kids, so you won't know what's going on. But, just pay attention. What do you feel when you're out in the sun? Maybe you can't stay out there too long. It's really intense these days, isn't it? But when you're out there, what do you feel? I mean, is there some kind of real awakening going on that involves some sort of basic feeling, some sort of basic warmth that the sun seems to convey to you? Well, you even feel it at night looking at certain stars. Well, in fact, all of them, but certain ones seem to convey to you personally, where others seem to just have a general feel, But the sun, incredible, man, what it's done and what it's doing. No matter how much crap they spray in the air or how many lies they tell you to distract you away from the living truth of who you are, the all-powerful one of creation, man. You're the spring creek. You're the place where life first begins. And that first moment, you're living in it right now, man, whatever that is, and you can have it. Just what? Any way you want it. You don't have to put up with traffic for another minute. I mean, you know what to do, and you know how to do it, man. Go home, buckle up the door, grab a suitcase, put some gas in the tank, haul ass, man. Don't look back, Well, take the family with you. You've got a family, but if they don't want to go, don't make them, man. They'll be after you soon enough, Because the love, man, when you get in the love, when you get in the flow, you can do that. You can just pack up and blow in a heartbeat. You'll be well prepared, though. Your heart will let you know, even if you want to deny it all the way to it. When it comes down to it, you're with it. You're already doing it, you see. Well, it doesn't matter how it appears in the 3D. It really doesn't. It's just going. It's just knowing that that journey is not going to take you anywhere you don't want to be. And that every little bit of experience you're gathering here, whatever way you're gathering it, is for the benefit of humanity, not just yourself, but you are humanity. You're all of us. Each one of us is. Jizo, it's us. I mean, what was the message in that metaphorical name, man? Jizo, it's us. Think about that, Each one of us. What I do, you can too, and so much more, etc. See, there are those who open the doors and set the examples and say, okay, kids, let's see what you can do with you. I give you the firecrackers. You're going to blow off your fingers, or you're going to have some fun, down by the seashore selling seashells with Mary Ann and stuff like that, okay? Or Mary Jane, really, That's what I'd do with the firecracker. I'd make a lighter out of it, man. Roll a joint in that thing, man. Boom! Oh, that's a sparkly OJ. Blow your eyes away. Don't do that, okay? When I was a kid, we were monkeying around with tobacco, cigarettes and stuff. We found these things called loads, L-O-A-D-S. Little teeny sticks you could stick in the end of a tobacco cigarette, and it looked so much like tobacco you wouldn't know it there. But when you went to light your cigarette, it blew the first half of it all to hell. We're lucky we didn't hurt somebody. We thought it was a cute little joke, man. Gee, I tell you, man. The things, the mischief that we learn when we're kids. Funny thing is, some people never give up, that kind of stuff, that kid-like stuff, you see. We see great examples of that in the Weird House these days, don't we, man? Yeah. I mean, childlike attitudes with, like I said, little boys with great big toys. But see, we, as the collective heart of humanity, are what controls the flow here. And we've already decided a long time ago, as a collective, that we ain't going to atomic warfare no more. We don't like to see our hologram blown apart. It's kind of cool. We've had a good time with it. We don't want to just rip it up and throw it away and have to start over again, okay? Enough of that shit. We've done that before, don't you remember? You don't? Well, listen. It might have been a long, long time ago, 8, 10, 12,000 years ago. I don't know, but that's when the last nuclear warfare happened, and that one wasn't interplanetary. That was here on Mother Earth. But there were interplanetary wars before that involved that type of weaponry. See, we've been there, done that. You can't do anything in this reality that hadn't been done before. That's why we've reached a point of maturation. Graduation day, I call it, because that's when Mama lets us out of the playpen. Says, okay, you had enough of your own bullshit? You ready to rock, kids? You understand what life's really all about now? Can you cling to the heart and be the mother love emotion, and happily so? And you look back at Mom and you say, Mary J., have it your way, 'cause I am you and you is me. And baby, we're the hottest chicks in the whole reality, even if we're portrayed as guys and gals, man. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know. I mean, personally, I feel like an eagle and a buffalo and a little hog in the trough too, man, you know, and a little hog dog. Woof, woof. That's the coyote coming through, baby. Well, it's coming through you too, 'cause guess what? This whole life is coyote, man. It's one big fat frickin' joke, man. One hell of a joke. We're on the highway to hell, but we're going so fast, we missed it and just blasted on through. Where we arrive now, paradise, graduation day, delivery of the goods, wouldn't you say? We made it all the way down that highway through hell. You got it, man? You had to take the highway to get through hell. That's what Mary J. came to remind you of. Now, it doesn't mean you got to be stoned all the time to do it. No, it just means you got to let yourself open and be what you are. Quit kidding yourself around and accepting the bullshit that everybody else is dishing up. I mean, you're the disher, not them. Them's the disheries, and you're the disherer, okay? And you dish it up now, man. But you do it just by being who you are. Just by being the bubbly, fun little person that you are. Even if you're grumpy at times. Oh, well. You know, you gotta hear me every now and then. You know, the software will argue with me a little bit, you know. I have a little fun with it every now and then, but I do it delightfully, you know. Somebody told me, you know what, Grandpa, I've heard you cuss a lot, but I've never heard you swear, man. It's all about attitude, baby. And when your attitude is gratitude, well, you feel just like Sonny and Cher starting out all over again, don't you? Baby, lighting your fire day after day in that coyote sort of way. The rock and roll that comes out to play inside your own little heart, wouldn't you say? Ooh, and that little heart realizes it's a divine work of art, and all of a sudden it goes boing, and it gets real expansive, you know. You suddenly realize and remember and know that you're Santa Claus, baby, you know, even if you are wearing a bikini on the beach today, that's fine, man. You know, guys probably shouldn't ought to wear the tops. They looks kind of weird, but I know you've been eating way too much of that, you know, vegetated buffalo, man, and look what it done to you. You can't blame me, man. I told you stay off of that chemicalized food. You just wouldn't listen, man. Go organic, man, or you'll sink like the Titanic, man. Don't believe me? Take a look around you across this here Turtle Island, and what do you see? Ooh, I tell you, some disasters just already in motion, man. How many people you know that are really healthy, you know? I mean, goodness gracious, mercy me, it's mostly in the food, don't you see? But babies, what do? If you're faced with a world full of toxicity, I mean, it's in the air, it's in the oceans, it's in the food deliberately so. Some people say anyway. I don't know about that. But, you know, 'cause I don't want to theorize about conspiracies and stuff, man. You know, it might get me in trouble with the law or something. There, I'm over it now, okay? The fear has gone away. I hope yours did, too, 'cause usually when I do stuff like that, I'm taking it on for you, okay? 'Cause, well, no, not really for you, through you. Well, anyway, we're all in it together. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? So nobody's the sacrificial one. Everybody's sacrificed to be where they are right now. Everybody's given up something for a little something more, and everybody's gotten something left when they thought they were giving up something for something more, etc. It's happened a lot in this reality. So quit your bitching, scratch where you're itching, and get on your way, okay? You know, don't be a little sourpuss, in other words, and sit around and be victimized for the rest of forever, because that's a sorry scene, and, you know, it pushes people away, and you need some assistance today. You need to be surrounded by happy hearts and stuff, okay? So you got to get out of that hellhole you're living in, that stinky little place. It smells like Lysol just the same. I know you'll clean it up. It stinks, man, you know. And you know it in all the atmosphere around you, too, man. Sheesh. What are you doing? Living in Chicago, L.A.? I mean, you know, you can walk on the atmosphere, either one of those places, unless the wind's blowing, in which case it'll take you away, you know, because it'll be a strong wind. Mama has to clean that out really good every now and then. You know what I mean? But whatever, just pay attention. What's your heart say? Well, I mean, look at where you are. Do you really want to stay there? I mean, you got a good space going on inside yourself, so you can create a good space anywhere you want to be. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's, not exactly where you should be. Maybe it is. Only you know. Well, I know too, because I'm you and you're me, and, we can see each other. We know. We know the story. We know the flow. We don't have to sit here and bullshit each other anymore. Swap all these tall tales about where we've been, what we've done, what we're going to do when we finally get there, wherever there is, or however that might be. I want to live in the jungle with Jane, but then again, I don't like big spiders, and I don't get along all that well with monkeys either. I love them, and they love me, but, monkeys are monkeys. They bite you when they get mad at you. I can't bite back, not near hard as they do, so I don't know. Anyway, Jane has to handle that stuff for me, okay? She's got to do the Angawa stuff. Nah, baby. You see how we all get tricked into that? There it is, man. Once again, we get, raised up on dreams that you can never fulfill. Dreams that are built on fables and fictions. The love can be the only real thing in it. And baby, if you're blessed enough to be one of those that can go into a relationship and be in it for years and years and keep your expansive love growing, well, I bless your sweet bippy. And then some. Because you're a rare bird in this reality yet. See, we got to start somewhere. And it might as well be right there as anywhere else, see. To realize ourselves expansively. To realize ourselves beyond need and the pain that need creates. You see, because that's what need does. Need is an unfulfilled emptiness. A hunger. But it's empty. That's what hunger is emptiness. The feeling of emptiness, of isolation, of not having the nourishing energy that you need, So you go reaching outside for it because you don't feel it inside. Inside you feel empty. See, that's need. And that's what drives most people together. We fuel it with love, and we give ourselves all these legendary love songs to trick ourselves into being in love like that and doing that thing, And some of us so damn romantic in this reality and so swept up in the mystical aspects of it that, shit, we fall in love every 35 minutes, man, Been married 42 times or so, Ain't no slavery in that. That's just going with the flow. Slave to the heart. But living beyond the ledge. You got to live through it if you're going to live beyond it, see. Got to pay your dues to the 3D, man. We all have and we all are. See, that's what I'm saying. Each life is a sacrifice. Imagine, the divine angels of love reducing themselves to this size, to this weakling status as a human being where something called a government, an invisible thing, can boss us around through another invisible thing called money. I mean, shit. We are such suckers, man, They should play the shell game on us all the time and never catch us counting cards to try to get a little of it back, okay? I remember one time I hit the jackpot at this one casino. I made a ton of money. I don't know if the dealer there on the card game was favoring me or not, but the whole darn casino come over and made sure I lost a little of it before I left there. I tell you what, you knew if you walked out of there with that pile, you were going to get hurt, man. I mean, that was the direct message, We know you've been cheating. I wasn't cheating shit. Nobody was, I don't think. It was just a run of luck. It happens every now and then. I'm a lucky guy like that every now and then. It's what keeps me ahead of the world. For all the bad luck I got a streak of good luck every now and then, too. And things really go well. But anyway, long story short, you see, it's the same way in this life. Like, let's say you buy one of them $3 lottery tickets and by some odd quirk, you actually hit it. And you go to collect it, and, there's going to be some people greeting you at the door, explaining to you how much you owe them, too. You see, because you just stepped into their reality, and you took money from them that you weren't supposed to have. Because they fix it their way, not your way, and you just happen to be some clown that got lucky, Or you got a method, and they're going to find out what it is. You don't tell them you got a time machine, do you? You could win every damn lottery you wanted, man, But you don't. Not a greedy soul, but that's what's going to happen. If you do win the lottery, you're going to meet somebody that's going to explain certain facts of life to you that ain't going to make it such a happy little moment anymore. But at least you'll get away with a little of it, and maybe you'll come out of it alive if you just, go with the flow, whatever your heart say. Got to remember, it's just money. It doesn't matter. That's a thought. That's a fiction that everybody's given great belief to. See, that's how much power we have in our heart. We can take a fictional thing, an idle idea like money, and give it value and make it so valuable we'll kill each other over it. On a massive scale for more money. Money that doesn't even exist. It's just a feeling. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. It's not even digits in the computer, not even this stuff printed on paper or the shiny little golden rocks that's supposed to be based on. It's none of that. It's a false God. That we've all, in one way or another, at least in the Western world, put before ourselves. And so the reality around us reflects that attitude. And it has no gratitude, and it just wants to take, and not give a damn thing in return. And it don't give a shit what it has to step on to get there, or who, or how, I mean, based on an entirely false premise. I got more in the bank than you do, therefore I can buy and sell people and have them killed on the open market, etc. Shit. What kind of life is that, man? You see, and you see the illusionary aspects of it. The whole thing is based on a lie, and a rather huge one. Now, the reality and the truth, as you could imagine, is the exact opposite of what we see here. Nothing's rigged for anybody in particular. It's rigged for everybody in general, and all of us as a collective get to win here, because there's only winners. There's no losers in this reality. That's, again, part of the fiction. The very idea that anybody could live with themselves and have more than another without sharing, or see others in need and not give a shit, the very idea that people could live like that, that obscenity we see before us now, especially in D.C., I mean, this is as obscene and as heartless as it gets. Yet, it can get more heartless. We got these big bombs. Watch out, kids. I'm going to scare the living doo-doo out of you. But I tell you what, man, they push the button, nothing's going to happen. We got friends in higher places than those, and they're going to make sure this time we make it. Or we have every opportunity to make it, There's always that slight chance that it might go askance, We might get bumped over to a different timeline. You just never know, babies. But you just take the medicine as it flows. And whatever it is, it's perfect, don't you know? Because you finally are at that place where you're ready to rock and to roll, to go with the medicine of life and be in that flow. So whatever it does, you'll be more than okay. You're going to be the expansive one that everybody turns to when they're ready to get a little burn on themselves, and stop the nonsense, the heartlessness, and end the pain that causes such heartlessness. It stops with each one of us by not allowing ourselves to carry that pain any longer. Transform that shit into a very confident love when you see the reality of the truthful flow of life through us. Each one of us. Divine angels in our ever-present human form, babies, Okay, so you think it's just a carcass that you can throw away. Well, whatever. Have it your way. But to me, it's like the habitation of life, the temple of truth, We have to kind of work our way into it, man, work our way back to it. We wound ourselves down. Now we got to come around, get back to being found. Remember who we are, Go to places like Monument Valley, and don't go hoarding with the crowds or nothing. I mean, get out there where you can really see and experience places like that. And you'll start to see a whole different aspect of yourself. Even if you just take a little vacation and go to places like that. There's magic everywhere. There's magic country all around the cities, man. You just got to get out of there and go check it out. Follow your nose. It'll lead you in good directions, okay? When you realize your heart's out to play, and there ain't no nonsense anymore going to be dragging you down, You can't be blue when you're coming around, because you're seeing a whole new aspect of you, and of the rest of this life too, because, baby, it's frickin' beautiful. And it's meant to be peaceful as all get out. And that's what we're here to bring about, okay? You know, ever-flowing, ever-clear sort of way on the Everclear Hazy Radio Network, dear. With Grandpa, Coyote, Obi-Wan Kenobi, a whole raft of mischievous but very elemental and wise friends tuning in here. Like yourself. Got one of the most ancient hearts I ever saw, man. It's moldy. It's got cobweb. I mean, you know, let's warm that baby. Oh, there we go. Whew. Thank goodness. There for a moment, I thought you were a goner. Well, we're supervised and watched over by our sweet mother, Mary J., as I call her today and yesterday and tomorrow, too, man. Mary J. is the way, of course. And I'm talking about the energy of what you would say was, well, I hate to use new age terminology. Help me find another way. The divine lady of love that gives birth to everything, okay? Yeah, the horn of plenty, man, the mother of truth, the mother of love, the mother of rock, the mother of roll, the mother of heart, and who's the father in your soul too, don't you know? It's the mother love which creates, don't you know? You know, doesn't matter who came first, the chicken or the egg, does it? No, we all got laid, man, and we all got paid for getting laid, and that's children, don't you know, and subsequent generations and generations after generations of, you know, madness and insanity and craziness, you know, watched over by some pretty evil and dark dudes, but guess what? Mama loves there all the time, so it really kind of neutralizes all the toxicity here, man. Yeah, see, when you realize we just been putting on a nice little drama for ourselves to live through, man, it's just like sitting down and watching a TV movie and getting sucked right into it and becoming one of the characters in it. But every now and then you pop back out and you get some refreshment and you go to the bathroom and all that stuff. And then you dive back in. Well, that's life and death as we see it over here on this side, on the TV side of it, you see, or on the video game side of it, as you youngsters would say now, because, you know, ain't no TV no more, it's just video game, man. You know, the more realistic, the better, man. Well, that's what happened, man. We made one a little too realistic, and we got sucked into the realism of it, man. But see, our person is still standing outside that video game, or sitting outside that video game, as the case may be. We get them up off their ass, we get to rocking like that, don't we, man? Boy, I tell you what, you know, you want to get it clear, dear, you know, get up off your ass, and let's see what happens, man. Get some action going on, Jackson, you know, get some traction in your life. Let this music move your heart and soul, and you'll begin to flow with it, baby, don't you know? You'll start to understand what flow is. It's that multi-dimensional feeling. It's living a little bit bigger than the body itself, but still being rooted down in that little body, you know, that little cockeye that we're supposed to live and die in. Oh, shit, man. They're getting tiresome, you know. Well, I don't want to wear this whole thing out, but it's already worn out, so I got to get it regenerated, you know. So that's why I'm calling on all of you today to send some regenerative love my way, okay? Well, let's just regenerate the whole darn thing while we're at it, all right? I don't want to be greedy shit, man. If I'm the only one around, what good's that, man? I'm the last clown. Who cares? Nobody will laugh at you anymore, man. You know, you got to have an audience. You got to have people to share with, you know. And you got to be their audience too, man. I mean, you know, they are one and the same. The performer and the play and the performers in it and the audience are all together, man. See, that's what we are. We're the audience that got drawn into it and became the play itself, man. And we adopted all these characters and characteristics to go with them, and we played our roles to ultimate perfection, better than anything ever seen on television or in the movies. I'm sorry, there were some beautiful and brilliant performances there, yes. But, you know, nothing can compare to a spirit soul living a human life. That's why each life has at least 1 billion fans, maybe a gazillion for all I know. But you can feel the flow of them if you just let yourself know what you already forgot. Just remember, you are a spirit presence living in a rooted down dense reality. We call it the third density here on this side of the fence, you know. Over there we just laugh and say, well, we're getting our roots down. Oh my goodness. I wish we would have done that one a little differently, etc. But there we are, man. Old people on a bench up there. Well, we're benchside coaches, just like them billion or so souls that live with you day after day, moment to moment, man. And go through every excruciating little detail with you. See? So attitude is like all important here. Because, babies, when you start to see it clear, when you start to realize how critical your own little life is here, it's not so little anymore. It's as big as all life is. That's the way love is. Love is as big as life itself, because that is love. This is how we dispense of our conceptions of polarity, of position and opposition. Of rock and roll, man. We just blend them together, don't you know? We can still see rock, we can still feel roll, but they are the same thing. It's all part of the divine harmony. Rock is like one arm and roll is like the other. With only one arm, you can still do so much, but you can't do as much as you can with both of them working together, man. And those two hands, too, which, of course, are guided by the heart of love, which is the mother love, which creates all the life we live in. Especially the rock bands, like the Moody's and all that. Oh, my goodness, I tell you, baby, back in those days, our innocent heart was open. See, that's one thing you recognize between here 40 years ago, 50 years ago, was the innocence back then. Hadn't gone away. We kind of got robbed of it on the day they offed JFK. That's kind of when it went down. But it took a while to really, come around and start to harden into the 80s, where they became the me generation, and ever since then has been, oh my God, what's going to happen next, And, our whole system is gone. I mean, you can hear the toilet flushing, man, America ain't so beautiful anymore, and in fact never really was, but the ugliness wasn't so visible until now. And why is that? Because people are finding that feeling intolerable. That feeling of drudgery and fear and pain to go with it, dear, It's not, something we want to live in anymore. We don't want to be afraid of our own people, of our own police, which have become an occupying force on Turtle Island, and as I understand, in most of the nations around the earth. It's a police state all over again. It's like the Nazis won. But they did so in the background. Sneaky stuff, eh? Well, baby, we put them out of business like that. The moment we wake up and realize we're the player and the play. That we're the action Jackson, and they're just characters in it. Same as we are in a way, yes. But each person has their personal influence, which I call perspective. What you feel, that's what makes it real. And that's what predicates what you see. And what you see is what be, because that's what you feel and you live in, see? Kind of funny how that works, isn't it? Step into the casino and roll them dice. The odds are stacked against you, but guess what? When you step up to roll those dice, ain't no way you can lose. I mean, I don't care if they give you the most loaded dice on earth, and they're geared to flip over. You roll up a 7, it'll flip over a 6 or something. Just that quick, No matter what kind of mojo they got in their little diceys, you got a little dicier mojo in yourself, in your own heart, see? And now it's your turn to prove it to yourself and live it in this reality, okay? So in that metaphorical way, just step right up there. Feel it, though. Don't do it if you're doubting yourself. Get through the doubt. Okay? Yeah, just embrace it. Just don't, just embrace it. Just love it. Say thanks for your protective energy. But we know better. Look, the heart creates what it wants. Let's go with that flow. Get some confidence, don't you know? And your little old heart will just straighten that doubt right out. And away it go, and you step up to that table. You lean over a little bit, give the boys a good shot, and then, and you shake them, you roll them mother truckers, and out comes a 7, and out comes a 7, and out comes a 7. And you're putting big money down now. You just bankrupted the house on your 27th roll, man. You took it all. And guess what? Since you own it all now, you can give it all back. We can change the world just that fast, with just a little confidence in what we see flowing through our heart into reality. Man, if that doesn't move your heart and soul well, babies, I'm wondering if anything will. You must be made out of hard steel. But no worries about that. We're hot enough here to melt you down, bring you around. I don't care who you are. I'm a bigger clown than you are anyway, man. And so's our mother, Mary J., who always here to help us along the way, to encourage that flow to glow and really get it on in a rock and roll sort of way here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life. Your moment of truth coming from a tiny little sound booth board the spaceship, love, of course. High above you here in the Rocky Mountain High, man, 9,000 feet where we take off and fly. Now, if you're high above us, well, we're higher than you too, okay? Don't worry about it. 9,000 feet is where we start, man. Don't want to break your heart or make you feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses or the Coyotes, but, there's no way that you can, man. So don't ever think you're higher than this, man, or anyone else across the land, man, because that's when you fall down, break your crown, and then Jill's got to come tumbling after, and oh my goodness, the roles we play, and down we go again, man, and then we got to come around, we got to raise a whole nother generation of kids. Goodness gracious, guys and gals, as much fun as we've had with this little game we've been playing between us forever and a day, wouldn't it be fun if we didn't have to do that anymore? I mean, if mama didn't have to be mama, and babies didn't have to grow up and be nurtured and all that. So, I mean, if we just we're all just one big ball of love and everybody could do whatever they felt like doing, without hurting anybody else, I mean, because the feelings then would be real and genuine from the heart. There would be no harmful intention in them whatsoever. This whole idea of evil and darkness and wickedness would just dissolve away because it doesn't exist anyway. It's an experience we chose to play. Same way you want to go watch a movie. Well, I hear Bonnie and Clyde. Now, that's a hellaciously bad one, see? And it ends really sad. Let's go watch that one, okay? No way, man. We've been in that one. We've played that one way too many times, I mean, when time it happened at the end of the movie, well, it was inevitable. I mean, it was like, why even bother doing all that gruesome stuff? Because we already know it happened anyway. You know what I mean? It's just because it built up to that point where there was no return. How many times has humanity done a Bonnie and Clyde thing, talking about living in a movie, and brought ourselves to the inevitable disaster? I think that's what a lot of our world leaders, as you call them, man, they're followers, believe you me. But anyway, whoever they are here in the 3D, that's what they've come to think. Oh, it's inevitable. It's over with. We might as well just rape the rest up till we blow it all to hell. And we got to go back to being cave people again. Only we got this whole enlightened society hiding under the ground we're going to bring around, and all this secret space program. And they tried to pull that sham quite a while ago, a year or two ago. They tried to get out of here and take all the gold and all that shit, It didn't work, man. It didn't work, never will, man, you see. There's one thing about, the funky side of the 3D, the darker aspects of our reality. It's not very bright, I mean, I'm not putting it down now. I mean, the intelligence of the divine is in everything, even that aspect of ourselves, you see. But you got to understand, it's just an aspect you can only see in 3D. Ain't nowhere else you can experience polarity or isolation. Yeah, which is the biggest illusion. You heard my exaggerated words there coming from the heart, right? Well, it's the biggest illusion ever was created. But what a neat little way to get to paradise and have it really nice. I mean, honest to goodness, guys, because we paid our dues here in time, we go back to where we began in our prime. I mean, the very, very, very beginnings of the real mother love called humanity, where angel and material things began to materialize together, and feeling became a far more dynamic and emotional thing because of the oceanal thing, the liquidity in the life, the flexibility, the fluid of life flowing in a density, called water, man, and that's basically what all of us are, is bags of enlightened water. Well, some of us are pretty darkened down, but we're bringing that kind of shit around. I don't care who you are, man. See, you think you're steely hard and case hardened inside. Guess what? You're made out of water, same as me. 98%, don't you? Say, well, 96, 93%. I don't know what the number is. Who cares? It's mostly water. That's my point, okay? Come from the ocean, the same way I saw that first mother. You see that first mother and that vision of love, because we create her together as a group, a collective, as the angelic presences, the Archies that we are, man. We're not Okies, we're Archies, and we're not from Arkansas either, because we saw it a long time ago, and we brought it into being. The love of our heart combined with the love of the mother heart, which, was creating with us, co-creating with us, I would say, because we all do it together. It's a collective thing. And we bring forward this divinely brilliant mother from the ocean of love and give her feet to walk upon the shore of the sands of time, man, and give her a beginning place there. And she creates humanity from that point onward. And pretty soon we're living up in these big tall places in the mountains, and we got great big smiles on our faces, and we're practicing group love such as you can't even conceive of in this reality. And I'm not talking about anything phonographic either, man, not at all. It might have a lot of music in it, though, a lot of tune eyes, a lot of singing going on, you betcha. That's the heart song coming into its full presence when you got group love like that, see. And guess what? Because we had it then, we still have it now. We've just isolated ourselves from it in perception. And what we allow ourselves to perceive, well, that's what it'll be. So, if we've never really let go of that, same as we never really let go of the loves we experience in our life, the closeness, the feeling of one warm bag of water against another, it's precious, man. It's what makes this rooted down reality kind of real. Yet, it's only a beginning, a childlike indication of what we can be and what we are for real. And we don't ever come together needy, man. We're united already. We couldn't. We wouldn't. There's no need when you're full and complete, when you're, And now we've had a long time to season ourselves into the feeling of the materialized way. Even if we did it holographically, we did it in a way we could feel. That's what made it real. And see, right now, it's in what we feel that's allowing us to feel then beyond what we thought was real here and expand into the deeper and the higher feelings of the full expression of multidimensional love, life. That's the blossoming heart of humanity. It puts an end to all insanity. And you just got to let it be that way inside of ye, because that's what I'm doing inside of me. Well, look at that. We're doing all this together, along with Mother Mary J., who is always here. She's that underlying love that always helps us get it clear. Even if it's the last breath we take, we get it in every lifetime. That one moment, that one place. And because we preserve that moment through all those generations, that moment fulfills itself now in this place, which is the same as the first time, as when it began. Okay? How about that for going round and round, man? That's Coyote medicine. That's the flow of life for real, babies, in a way that you can feel, a way that you can live. That's what you love about this here little radio show called Spring Creek, don't you know? It's like color TV on the radio, man. Pretty cool, huh? I love it too, man. It's like I love you. I got